best, and I guess they've been blessed. A student of the lower arts could be considered for the test, and I stress my colors flew right past the dotted line, and when they said beginner's luck, I held my ground and said divine. Apparently I'm supposed to make some sense, get all deep and mesmerizing when my rhymes come intense. I hear the beat with a smile on my face. Whoever thought a drum loop could take some pain and erase. And that's the magic that we try to comprehend, a power behind music seated in the lion's den. It's humanistic, but mostly legalistic, inspired by a fire-consuming land, realistic. If you can grab a tissue at the end of epic films, the score brought the moisture forming saline tears until the credits roll. The end is the beginning and we start off with the old. So plug it in, turn it up, rev off the sounds till you can't get enough. With ears perk, and hands high, transcending thoughts to a new state of mind. The L, the O, the C, the K, the E. I'm picking words out of the air while I stare at the rhythm. These boots were made for rocking, but most cats just wouldn't fit them. Credits due in many places, but erases as soon as someone's quick to claim their case of changing faces. Pick up the paces, accelerating gradually to formulate a theory is to gather quandaries casually. The armor force is not the place to be the best that I could be, because I sing a team deep inside my dreams. The water steams and I'm ready for some tea. Do some quick meditation, then I sail the high sea. If you hear at a show, bottle download for free. Alleviate stress as I hope to achieve. I'll push a pencil back and forth to find the words. Vocabulary short until the phrasing looks absurd. I'll lead the herd to calmer pastures on disasters of the master. Schematic beats, the clock is moving faster. Synchronize the chronicles of meters, rigid taste, and let the voices of the night vibrate. So plug it in, turn it up, rev off the sounds till you can't get enough. With ears perk, and hands high, transcending thoughts to a new state of mind. The L, the O, the C, the K, the E. I'll speak defiant words of truth at the scent of my foes. Tunnel through cavalcades every time the sun shows. The future might be lurking, but I'm working on transferring days with months and years in an eyelash quickly blurring. There's no time to stall, grab a saw, build the wall. An artisan in these parts can benefit us all. It's been a couple years since we've covered up the lie, living in the shadow of a mountain death defied. I'll scribble out the cry, bringing wellness to the land. On hilltop shouting blessings flow as warranty demands stand. Back supported in exhorted chamber rooms. I'll break out of my shell like an overblown balloon. Make sure your timing's right before you go and break the news. A split second too early, hoping someone doesn't sue. The colors fade to grace, go back the Adriatic blues. A rainbow admiration staring oddly at the hues. So plug it in, turn it up, rev off the sounds till you can't get enough. With ears perk, and hands high, transcending thoughts to a new state of mind. I ever found myself at large, 23 on the verge of a six-man entourage. Raise a fist when I could, always down for the cause. Digging deep in my mind, questing for a mirage. Wait a sec, you're only 20 and for what it's worth, the jokes aren't really funny. Take it home and scour the earth. Maybe new turf will decompress your thoughts and blur your vision lots when you stare at sunspots. Nobody really cares when all you mention's nonsense, even though you're on a platform to express your conscience. You're well meant, but it's best not to be you. You should be the brains behind a superficial crew. Oh boo-hoo, your words are hard to understand. If we dumb it down a little, we'll be high and in demand. Well sold in the stores, packing clubs to the doors. But I like who I am, even if I'm a bore. Like it or not, when these words start to fly, problematic habit broken in your mind's eye. Like it or not, people easily forget, miss the warning sign and get upset. Like it or not, your words are off the cuff, 7 days wasted on a diamond in the rough. Like it or not, certain things are meant to happen. Enjoy the weather while it's lasting. It's comical to watch a set of friends debate who met who first, who's worse on blind dates. Back and forth with stories just to see who gets embarrassed. But in the end it's competition based on merits. Makes you wonder what we had just days ago. Justifiably ashamed, or is it error we forgo? While most will toss the tales of yesteryear out like a mess. Within I'll guard my younger days like gold locked in a chest. I'm on a quest started long before this time. Before the earth's mountaintops began to shine. Jewels were hiding deep and had yet to be refined. Creation on the list, all was merry, all but mine. Please be kind, I'll do my best to make you proud. I'll fly above the rooftops with birds if I'm allowed. Eat lunch on a cloud with my 3 translucent friends. I'll be on time every time the monarch sends. Like it or not, when these words start to fly, problematic habit broken in your mind's eye. Like it or not, people easily forget, miss the warning sign, and get upset. Like it or not, your words are off the cuff. 7 days wasted on a diamond in the rough. Like it or not, certain things are meant to happen. Enjoy the weather while it's lasting. If you take these words to heart, by the time the song's over, you'll be set to start all depart. Cross the bar line like a border with no station. Me and a pencil with a natural persuasion. Now that we're back on the one, I'd like to quantize my lyrics just for fun. Miss the downbeat, hope we'll find it later in the song. Resounding silence while you try to stay calm. A lofty texture where the crowd can sing along. One of these days I'll find myself in warmer weather, enjoying sunshine while he gets the better of evaluated vision. A surgeon with incision, centimeter difference of felonious conviction. Providing friction where you just can't take a seat. Heads bob back and forth like chickens at a swap meet. Climbing to your feet while thoughts demand solidarity. Reverse osmosis with the negative polarity. Like it or not, when these words start to fly, problematic habit broken in your mind's eye. Like it or not, people easily forget, miss the warning sign, and get upset. Like it or not, your words are off the cuff. 7 days wasted on a diamond in the rough. Like it or not, certain things are meant to happen. Enjoy the weather while it's lasting. Behind with the passport forgotten, plane tickets lost at the show, so we're often on Greyhound, making the rounds like watchdogs. Highways twist and fill the travel logs, many faces to name and pursuing the tour of neighborhoods, towns, and metros allure. We'll pinch hit, major leagues in control, home runs galore, signing bonus in full. It's never dull on the road to tomorrow, an automatic time machine switching joy and sorrow. I borrowed $1 or 5 from Braille stash. I'm starting to wonder if I'll ever see the cash. Next week I'll have enough if I sell some CDs or get a break from the promoter with the whole guarantee. If we rock it for free, I'll wash windows door to door, or hot car parts at the dollar store. Learn from my man just to put life first, not an album full of jargon cannot quench your thirst. Preparing for the worst and expecting the best. If Braille ever gets a license, I'll have time to rest. Yo, it's the boom boogie crash, it lasts. It's the collab, written lock, trade flows on a pale soul track. We make the fans glad when we take out the trash and break sound barriers in all areas on the map. Rap is a passion we share, language designed for the hearing impaired. We got the hot flow, locking it down on a cruise throughout the whole globe. Flow stop and go like rush hour traffic. Competition hush cause they love how it happens. They can't deny the fact we so fly. In fact we go all you ready fans replying back with gracious cheers as we take the stage. Shake up your city and make the front page in your newsprint without being a nuisance, without busting clocks, selling rocks, or any stupid activity seen on Rat City. For commercial success we never selling short like a small cappuccino or mini-me. My ability to rack sets and rap the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. God's given me everything I have, all praise due. In a 5-step program or on phase 2 of my career. And this year, I'll take you down the long road that I traveled and expand your mind beyond half the battle. Dismantle false preconceived notions. The song be the key to get the streets open. It's the boom boogie crash, it lasts. It's a collaborating lock, trade flows on a pale soul track. We make the fans glad when we take out the trash and break sound barriers in all areas on the map. Rap is
is a passion we share. Language was signed for the hearing impaired. We got the hot flow, locking it down on a cruise throughout the whole globe.
From the earth to the stars, worldwide, near and far. 2 mics and a stage and it's labeled bizarre.
But get it straight, yo, don't let my hairdo scare you. Non-conventional ways you're not prepared to.
Make it to the showers and work on our breath. The show's last round in a tie, sudden death.
We defy gravity when we fly through your mind and mental capacity.
Never leave the ground, fists get a pound. They're still talking about the 2 MCs in your town.
Setting sound waves, make way for the movement. Elusive and smooth when we cruise, hear the music.
Beats drop, breaks chop, and the show never stops. A pawn in the hands of the game of hip-hop.
Taking it serious and putting forth effort. Constant progression, our best work ain't been heard yet. It's only a moment away, a matter of time when we shine divine light through live rhymes. And everybody smiles and gets glad as we drive by. Yo, it's the boom boogie crash at last. It's a collab, and Locke trend flows on a pale soul track. We make the fans glad when we take out the trash and break sound barriers in old areas on the map. Rap is a passion we share. Language was signed for the hearing impaired. We got the hot flow, locking it down on a cruise throughout the whole globe.
What are you doing later, man? Going with my mama dinner. I got this album. Ride it in the car. Okay. You need hooks?
No, I don't fish.
For sure.
What's that mean?
Buffalo boogie, boom boom.
I try to find you.
The motion of the daily grind, just like a mixtape that I had. The illest DJ comp inside a turntable lab. A masterpiece standing alone from beginning to the end. Correlating to my life from joke to the trends. My friends were represented by varieties of tracks. The truest stood apart like blatant lies next to facts. Pressed to wax with situations, thoughts caught up in rhymes. The smoothest bends and scratches, perfect superfluous design. This tape was one of a kind and it really blew my mind. That the recording in my stereo wasn't like my life but mine. It seemed the stars align when I would reach a certain song. Rotation of the earth just couldn't help but be prolonged. And as the solar system halted, I would start to feel complete. The bassline hit me hard and the drums defined my heartbeat. Darkness slowly faded with the coming of the dawn. All I could do was close my eyes and sing along. If I could press pause in the grand scheme of things, surroundings deathly still, spread out my wings, I could stay right here forever if I only had the time. But fast forward pressing on while I long to press rewind. If I could press pause, I would never move. I would always win, my enemies would always lose. To somehow stop time and renew.
When I'm lost, I try to find you.
My eyes were slowly open as crustacean brushed away to a world I recognized to an extent in disarray. Upside down and down was up and up was left, I could not write. Everything was spinning, did my best and tried to fight the noxious feeling. Reeling guilty pleasures found in stealing. The floor was on the wall and then my feet were on the ceiling. This has to end ASAP, I couldn't take much more. An overload of senses left me longing for before. The rotation finally slowed and I surveyed my surroundings. My frail and fragile body must have taken quite a pounding. Everything looked normal as I limped through aches and pains. My mind reasoned without its motion, pushed me to stay sane. Nothing seemed to move, however odd this seemed to be. A feeling of completion with my thoughts and senses free. BPMs were hopping when I stopped to check my pulse. My feet glided with ease as I roamed from coast to coast. Better make the most of situations I've been sent. Patterns realigned to define my time well spent. From my forehead to my ears, a wisdom found beyond my years. Every time I found myself inside these tears. If I could press pause in the grand scheme of things, surroundings deathly still, spread out my wings, I could stay right here forever if I only had the time. But fast forward pressing on while I long to press rewind. If I could press pause, I would never move. I would always win, my enemies would always lose. To somehow stop time and renew.
When I'm lost, I try to find you.
I would have thought it seemed like only moments passed, but moment turned to hours with the clock moving too fast. I leaped and tried to grasp, but before I blinked an eye, my surreal dream departed when it started coming nigh. So much for long goodbyes, I turned my head and walked along, dragged my ankles towards the future. Suddenly I heard a song from that mixtape that I lost. Must have been a couple years. My whole body responded to the interest in my ears. A presence gained, a lifetime found, a confidence restored. One song in a jukebox let the counterbalance pour. Imagination travel, missed the foothold then unraveled. Handholds on events that made no sense, a losing battle. What happened was no matter, I once again was home. 3 minutes was a second of perfection. I alone could avert the daily grind when I pressed the pause button. If I could press pause in the grand scheme of things, surroundings deathly still, spread out my wings, I could stay right here forever if I only had the time. But fast forward's pressing on while I long to press rewind. If I could press pause, I would never move. I would always win, my enemies would always lose. To somehow stop time and renew. Never hesitate to set it straight, constantly prepared to regulate, like a warrant for arrest. Second guess myself for the first time in years. Cheers, now I'm prepared to show myself to my peers. The name is Locke with an E-K-C-O-L. With the vinyl counterclockwise you can learn how to spell. Well, since I came to my senses back in 93 or 4 years past the day she walked into my world, it's been a maze of highs and lows, cons and pros. But I knew right away that I was chose to be a vessel, to carry words of peace, words of war, dictating none the least. I rode the beast when behind enemy lines, covert operations to rescue the blind. Crossed all my eyes, made sure the form signed by the proper. Lost sheep are never left behind. Found in the minds, down inside. Answer to the questions, keep you guessing if alive or not. We rock, rotate the sun non-stop on a voyage round the clock. Found in the minds, down inside. Answer to the questions, keep you guessing if alive or not. We rock, rotate the sun non-stop on a voyage round the clock. With my tongue in my cheek, did my best and tried to hesitate. Some hip dude looked around and said elevate. If it's that easy, why you sitting on a bench in the middle of the street, getting pounded by the sleet? Overhead lies the clouds and I think you're allowed to find some cover in the storm raging all too loud. I ran to the shelter of the shroud looking proud, boastfully declared that I ruled the high ground. Mistake, I find myself with no escape, flat on the pavement as my ego tried to scrape what was left of a man, bruised and torn, tan to hide, as I found that inside it wasn't life. Cracked the beast saying, gee, maybe I will get in for free. Then I'll show the world how I'm readily available, assailable from today and tomorrow. Book a week ahead and you'll be set straight to borrow. Found in the minds, down inside. Answer to the questions, keep you guessing if alive or not. We rock, rotate the sun non-stop on a voyage round the clock. Found in the minds, down inside. Answer to the questions, keep you guessing if alive or not. We rock, rotate the sun non-stop on a voyage round the clock. He named a tune I recognized, but I couldn't place a song. Could the artist absorbed by the largest corporation this side of Hong Kong? Fortune met my wits and extended too long. Held strong like a Boy Scout, not blazed hot. Stayed stationary like a well-trained tot. I shot the breeze with the sheriff right before he bought the farm. An accident with the tractor took his arm. Animal chin found me hiding in an alley lying low. Said I would be safe in an old school video. The search was on but the tape held true. Power riders couldn't see me with the chin crew. Then I knew a legend stood before me. Gotta give a shout when the tales were absorbing to the real from the fake. Drowning in a lake of perfection and direction of the great. Found in the minds, down inside. Answer to the questions, keep you guessing if alive or not. We rock, rotate the sun non-stop on a voyage round the clock. Found in the minds, down inside. Answer to the questions, keep you guessing if alive or not. We rock, rotate the sun non-stop on a voyage round the clock.
When I say I doesn't represent self. I'm only a mere reflection of the hands responsible for my creation. What's it worth to gain or to lose your soul? Opposites attract and the weaker hand will surely fold. Playing gin or Remy tips you off the sound within your heart's home. You fell off track while missing the metronome. I've gained a new balance between the rock and the soul place. And where fact is impractical when fate's applied with grace and serene landscapes, tranquility can be found. Plus light and key elements of narrow paths I walk down. Sound doctrine, melodies trapped in my heart is a companion, helping steer clear of fatal attraction of what the flesh craves. Opposite the spirit to save, lives in a maze underneath the staircase. The subways, dark days, I illuminate to uplift. With vision and hope coincide, we gain phenomenal tactics.
From the friendly airwaves to the terror of the skies, struck from the heavens as the earth downside. The door's swinging open if you dare come along. Look a little closer and take note of the phenomenon. The friendly airwaves to the terror of the skies, struck from the heavens as the earth downside. The door's swinging open if you dare come along. Look a little closer and take note of the phenomenon.
Silicone chip, dip my virus in ink tips. Spear, fear the phenomenon on phantom fury. I scratch the surface for areas to breathe, bleed, conceive. Simple task, tap the terror dome, tickets for oblivion for sale. One way and one day does it all make sense. But till then I walk and repent, serpent syndrome. The citizen sin and the vilest of intents. It's escalating till the sky falls down. Dance with tyranny, think it's pick a fence, the new wave. It's Pompeii, the swamp sways when wands wave. Ecclesiastes, the factors in the fury, all metropolis heed and the obvious need for salvation. They sit silent. To surrender is imminent. I'm on infinite terms. My body got learned where the valley got burned, and the rap packs barricades fell to the highest bidder who considered the cost. While I carry my cross across crosstown traffic.
From the friendly airwaves to the terror of the skies, struck from the heavens as the earth downside. The door's swinging open if you dare come along. Look a little closer and take note of the phenomenon. The friendly airwaves to the terror of the skies, struck from the heavens as the earth downside. The door's swinging open if you dare come along. Look a little closer and take note of the phenomenon.
Initial my IQ and fertilize the new soil. Tell a story where the doc popped the boil on the scar. Instinct slightly jarred, but I stray far from my roots in a pinstripe suit. My conquest of the earth started at the age of 4. A tender human being scared by tales of carnivores, unaware that it's a covered lion yearns so much to roar. I would soon combat the forces that would strip me to the core. Face first on the floor, potential was a given. Subterranean phenomenon holding fast to the risen. Not so easy when the cracks form a divot. Everything you see reflects a severed pivot. What is it? The faction tried to educate by setting straight the factions, reinstate the last great wise man. From Abraham to the leaders, a trio in the highs of your tweeters.
From the friendly airwaves to the terror of the skies, struck from the heavens as the earth downside. The door's swinging open if you dare come along. Look a little closer and take note of the phenomenon. The friendly airwaves to the terror of the skies, struck from the heavens as the earth downside. The door's swinging open if you dare come along. Look a little closer and take note of the phenomenon.
This is Jesse Smith, and you're listening to Locke. How relevant is this?
shut wide open, as if I've never spoken. Ears plugged internal from alive from the Vulcans. On this trek to the stars, the Enterprise is my car. Your thoughts have been attacked by the Borg's left arm to assimilate. Wouldn't be a problem yet, until you figured out you lost control and respect from the intergalactic community. Immunity forsaken. Now the troops are formed to give you haven, but you deny ever so slightly, saying you're a part of something now. Individuality is lost, and at all costs our roads will never cross, as you assume command of the fleet, moving just like your extended hands and feet. Our relationship somehow turned bittersweet. I only hear your voice when accepting defeat, on a radio transmission that you didn't even need. Every thought moves like the sparks that you bleed, and the facts blaze the networks at alarming speed. It's like I never saw you read, never heard the truth flow like it did. I can't forget the kid sitting on a couch, shaking his head at the words of his mouth. Some call it potential, others claim luck. No one could deny the very day the light struck. We saw you rise from the muck with the halo overhead. Now it's safe to say that you're better off dead. I wish I would have known that I could see, but the future veils itself in the roots of a tree. How deep, how far, how wide, it tears at me inside. Every day I'm hoping that our paths will collide, so I can somehow bring you back to the team. I dream you letting go of what you learned. Everything is useless if you open up your arms. We take you back in an instant if you'd open up your arms. I'm praying night and day they won't sound the alarm. I don't wanna board the battleship. One life to live and one need to serve. Life worked fine till it threw you a curve. Nobody ever said what you deserve. One life to live and one need to serve. I never claimed to have the answers, only truth. You never seemed to care about your fading youth. It was hard enough letting go so close to my heart. If you came back tomorrow, I'd be willing to start the process over again. I swear I'd die for a friend. When the push comes to shove, I hope the stitches will mend. A career of pipe dreams, but I'm willing to tend to the wounds of a brain whitewashed. Let me know when I'll be there at the drop of a hat. If you let me close enough, I'll always have your back. How can I show you nobody really cares like I do? Don't forget how much we really love you. Too many things have been distorted, the real in the distance while the false is reported and exhorted. I hope you never crash and burn, but remember that you're welcome in the circle that you turned away. Where's the stray, the needle in the hay, found someday. One life to live and one need to serve. Life worked fine till it threw you a curve. Nobody ever said what you deserve. One life to live and one need to serve. One life to live and one need to serve. Misconceptions, just a shot in the dark. Too many think inside the box, outside's a walk in the park. It's time to start a new fanatical, close-minded sets of radicals. Friends were locked away when I returned from a sabbatical mission. No one listens when I've got something to say. The irony of life, valued day by day by day. No one really noticed the fray in time fabric. White magic never kicked the bad habits. Addicts around, scraping for a coffee ground. Cigarettes to television, basketball rebound. Denari to the dollar, from the yen to the pound. I did a little survey and I'll tell you what I found. 3/4 a dating pool, never question their morality. Instead of love, a fifth of men desire larger salaries. Every single female's hearing girl lose the calories. A 1-900 number by the minute, not the hourly. Culture forces mindsets whose errors can't correct. Whose idols on the altar to see diva the elect if it were possible. Severe faith and agnostical, the game of 20 questions and they wound up in the hospital. Read several chapters of a novel, smashing pieces of the model. Civilized factions of contracting sounds inaudible. To deconstruct a stanza simply must have deeper meaning, or preview tons of soundscapes just as signs to deal with feeling. Finalize the dealing, seeming shady nonetheless. Fortify the strong hill till my confidence impressed. My vote cashed in a yes and did my part to make a nation. Complaining ineffective, realize the situation holds a fluid deconstruction of a stupefied abduction. Sometimes a great notion plays the part of wrong assumptions, cease to function body parts, remote without control. Diagrams useless to the mainframe on the whole. We'll have to take our chances on the mercy of parole. Cross the bridge back to trouble, but we'll have to pay the toll. It doesn't matter what we stole. Terrified to turn my back on my crash and burn disturbance leaking daily on the map. Fell into a trap on the warmest winter eve. On my way to freedom to pick up what's been bequeathed. Take my stone and scrape the tablet till there's nothing left to see. Realize affliction cannot get the best of me. I'll string together motives and forget about the theme. Loose a new translation, living proof of priests and kings of this I sing. Night and day without a pause. Tune a grand piano to the tone of nature's laws. It might just take a scalpel several times to do the trick. A lesson learned eternal as recovery inflicts. And so it goes, the road to health's a winding trail of need. Already free to need as the potter plants a seed. Reverse the deeds on faith in a chapter of the new Testament for freshness with the far between for few. I wear the shoe, I know it fits. Bear the burden till I break. Hit and miss my destiny on earth until it quakes. It's for the sake of truth and goodness. Fire before ignited. Retired to my chambers when the last case is decided. House divided never stands till the master breaks the yoke. I guess I'll take the plunge and let my pores open and soak. A density of water where the rocks begin to flow. A segue to the B theme where it's found nobody spoke. Found a multitude of sin from within is covered easily. Before conceptualized, devise if it was feasibly a product of my own imagination, or merely current states of the world's inoculation. Wasn't smallpox or bubonic or that heavy metal band who infected television, one congressional man, or was it two? With the streaming channel, news becomes unstable in the mind. Margin of error in the 60s hard to find. Breathe in to hold my consciousness, breathe out to dispel lies. Too many lacking confidence when pride is on the rise. The sky's the limit when progression gets a format. Working tooth and nail to just get slept on like a doormat. Where's the format? A 16-bar analysis, alphanumeric structure. Choose the depth or the shallowness. Run around in circles when the paths are in straight lines. I'll wait upon my promise till the stars are realigned.
Over contraband, crosses borders in the lands, take it in our own hands. Eliminate the middleman from the pen to the pad, from the mic straight to you. Represent with finesse every time we come through. Over contraband, crosses borders in the lands, take it in our own hands. Eliminate the middleman from the pen to the pad, from the mic straight to you. Represent with finesse every time.
Today things to reserve me for tomorrow in a pot again. I've been lost, causing me sorrow what one morning bring. I stumble to get the chorus ring and mumble a few words of genius. Fumbling with the pen to remember who was speaking. They believe me when I pretending not to be sleeping, never gonna amount to anything. With that amount of motivational drive, I strive for the light in my life. I'm blessed by Christ to be nice on the mic and have insight inside the words I recite. When I merge my pen and pad, I write for good and bad, but man, I've had better days, and one that has the worst past. Nothing to do but write it out and repel at the mouth of what's getting me down. Believing the Father slaughter abominations into the second round. We all lose to sin sometimes. Behind our eyes is where the memory of it lies, and I'll try for life to get it right. Tonight we light the torch for righteous might to shine bright.
Over contraband crosses borders in the lands, take it in our own hands. Eliminate the middleman from the pen to the pad, from the mic straight to you. Represent with finesse every time we come through. Over contraband crosses borders in the lands, taking in our own hands. Eliminate the middleman from the pen to the pad, from the mic straight to you. Represent with finesse every time.
Gazing upon a trail less traveled, possible consequences unravel. In the back of my mind, I might find a suitable solution after seeking first the approval. Shunning pseudo-psychological trips that assume semi is sinning. Equipped for the extra inning, though this is just the beginning. Skin cringing at the possibilities of not winning. I feel inadequate in smart decision making. I'm indecisive in choices to seem to clutter thoughts. I'm caught while concentration can't completely captivate me. Preoccupied with my double-minded tendencies to be my greatest ally or my worst enemy. Can it be all so simple? Walking into the voice of man and that guy's not popping like an surface pimple. Clapping way off me because I just can't find my tempo. Who am I? Just some dude in the skies. If I ever said I had it all figured out, oops, I lied.
Over contraband crosses borders in the lands, take it in our own hands. Eliminate the middleman from the pen to the pad, from the mic straight to you. Represent with finesse every time we come through. Over contraband crosses borders in the lands, taking in our own hands. Eliminate the middleman from the pen to the pad, from the mic straight to you. Represent with finesse every time.
A time frame in a struggle to stay sane. Year after year controlling methods bloodstained. Wandering in corridors bound by the chain. Looking for a sign, be it possessed or ordained in the new Notre Dame. Deep into the chapters, time moving faster. Synchronize the effort with Egyptians. Searching for a pattern of degrees in criminology. Of Lincoln people found in progressive genealogy. A terminology of several dialects of noise. Jumbled texts illuminate the thoughts of girls and boys. Somehow lost their poise several weeks into the madness. Parental tragedy, losing points, communal status. Fashioned apparatus round his neck to gain respect. Words resided deeper of no help in retrospect. It seemed to just infect, not redeeming what was lost. A picture perfect family couldn't change him at all costs. Doctors couldn't pinpoint the source of no remorse. Course into his veins, strange began to morph. Endorphins of an orphan and a product of abortion months too late to prevent the inevitable fate.
It is not only that the truth may not make us free, but that it may destroy. It is not only that the truth may not make us free, but that it may destroy.
Mentioned the news and saw a look of horror on his face. His eyes swelled up and realized that time would not erase. Just like a dad was known to do, a loss of words just for a few. He pulled himself together, took one last glance and knew that there was no way to escape. His teachers told him lies, pulled down a gun, erupted an explosion to the skies. I'm not joking this time, told himself to remain calm. Must not have seen the millimeter shaking in his palm. His index finger tried to grip but slipped on all the sweat. Whoever thought the end of things could make his hands so wet. Owed a debt he couldn't pay, saw no better way. A shiver overcame him, ascending his vertebrae. He thought to pray but disregarded what he started yesterday, and turned to Robert Frost, who claimed that nothing good can stay. His panic-stricken body reached and reassumed control. Calamity had fit the role and almost lost the whole. The firearm in his pocket didn't make it to the trash like he had planned, but his fingers gripped a man. The trigger before he pulled with one mistake. His one and only bullet had already met his fate.
It is not only that the truth may not make us free, but that it may destroy. It is not only that the truth may not make us free, but that it may destroy.
Resolution never came like a tritone. His own thoughts erased and already disgraced. His torn face deep in space lost his case to the verdict. Judge is terrified that he deserved it, but learned it was not the fault of self and lost wealth. Continued down a riverbed of mismatched health. On the ground where he knelt, saw the shadow of a statue start to move. Felt like never getting up again, and brought the end a minute closer to horizons in the distance. Fires played cold and continued with the old. The mold already grew, but the signs showed true to the fact that his life was still intact, if you could call it life strife. Fit the glove to a T, blinded to the point where he couldn't even see. A sorry thing to behold, formally foretold. Nobody can control intricate turns that fate's mold. Glory, some wrath, honor and destruct. Roll the dice 5 and the ending was abrupt. Some glory, some wrath, some honor and destruct. He rolled the dice and his ending was abrupt. To the highways and byways I hitchhike all night. Morning comes at 4, getting closer to the light. I recite many rhymes and play the blues for the few who turned up at the show, cross town for the view. Assume a surname in a quest to dodge fame. The hostel said I'm weird cause my room wasn't too plain. In my brain I found a pattern of the fallen ways of man. Wrote it in a notebook which conceded with the plan. And I ran from my foes to find my friends were on the chase. Enemies took me in and we enjoyed the hiding place. Page flip but I persist in the facts to wax. Threw down in the mix and I learned to relax. The attack was too high with no need to ask why. Shelter in a cave that we braved to stay dry. A depth in the trenches of the coat of the moat, perfectly described by the verses John wrote. Breaking information has been verified correct. Tune into the news, log onto the net. What's next? Fall into a full relapse. Sit back and watch the walls collapse. It's like that, reverberate through the walls. Fall on ventilation where the plan of action stalls. Halls lead to freedom if you see the contrast. So sit back and watch the walls collapse. The truth be known, I was looking for a sign. Traveling through Egypt in the back of my mind. My God was kind enough to lead me straight to the monument. Tiptoed on the site, one step closer to solving it. Mystery of heaven and earth, veiled and paled on a pike in the desert of the shale. Read up on the tail and backtracked 20 paces on the path. Saw the wrath of Gomorrah start to pass. The heavens laughed at the pillar on the ground. A tree fell in the forest but it didn't make a sound. Moved around to the trenches but the war ended long ago. Years had passed the mast, an effect of the domino. Toppled from the earth to the sky, ask why. Told that the tower had to fall again to try to put the pieces back together. Broke the feathers but they're never going to fit in the climate of the weather. Breaking information has been verified correct. Tune into the news, log onto the net. What's next? Fall into a full relapse. Sit back and watch the walls collapse. It's like that, reverberate through the walls. Fall on ventilation where the plan of action stalls. Halls lead to freedom if you see the contrast. So sit back and watch the walls collapse. It never failed to impress that the skies were a mess. Since the fall of the angel in the lost dungeon nest. Lost the rest, gained a whole perspective on the few. Chosen confidentially, subjected to the new ways. Dark days, light stays unmarked for the praise. Head strays, but came at first sight of the rain. Changing different temps, thermometer the tent. Looking for a motive while my canine tracked the scent. Intent was criminal, subliminal, varied integral. Process of the best while the rest attached umbilical. Signs were pointing north so we ventured to the south. A fellowship of men on the trail of the mouth. Speaking words of motivation dressed disguising demise. Couldn't be averted by the counsel of the wise. Broke the ties when we were thinking he was onto us. Found the manuscript, unfortunately signed anonymous. Breaking information has been verified correct. Tune Tune into the news, log onto the net, what's next? Fall into a full relapse. Sit back and watch the walls collapse, it's like that. Reverberate through the walls, fall on ventilation where the plan of action stalls. Halls lead to freedom if you see the contrast. So sit back and watch the walls collapse.